Good evening. I don't think we could have picked a better night, the first week of August, for 8th grade promotion. I want to welcome everybody to the promotion of our 8th graders, the class of 2020 from Eureka Middle School. My name is Kelly Nichols, and I serve as the building principal at the middle school. And before we start our ceremony, I'd like us to rise and honor our flag for the playing of the national anthem. You can see it towards the building over there. Thank you. Well, tonight's ceremony is going to look a little different than promotions in the past, but everything looks a little different right now, doesn't it? I first just want to thank you guys for your patience with us as we tried to put off restrictions as long as we could and create a ceremony that would really honor these students as they move on to the high school. And so I want to talk about what the ceremony is going to look like a little bit. They're sitting over here on the visitor side right now because they are not quite Eureka High School Hornets yet. But as we promote them to the high school, they are going to walk through this center aisle, and they're going to then sit on the home bleachers where Mr. Edwards will welcome them to the high school. So if you're sitting all the way up here, you got a great seat right now, but you're going to be sitting in the back row at the end. You're more than welcome to turn around as kids are walking through and face the home bleachers if you want. As kids walk through, you're welcome to take pictures. We're going to ask our kiddos to stay in the middle and not stop. And then we just ask that you practice the best distancing you can if you want to get up along the aisle to take a photo, but you're welcome to do that. Mr. Hantak is in the back there streaming this live, and it will also be recorded. So if you want to watch it this evening, you're more than welcome to. We have a number of awards to present tonight. Typically, these awards are presented at our awards day, the last day of our 8th grade students being in attendance. Well, that was a day we couldn't predict. That was in March, not May this year. So we're going to present those awards tonight. And one thing that we're going to do a little different is we're just going to ask students to stand if we call your name for an award instead of coming up to get the award. And then all we ask is at the end is that everyone just practice social distancing best they can. We know people want to take pictures and talk, and we just ask that we respect those guidelines again the best we can. And we're going to have a great night. So our first award is an individual achievement, and it's a recognition presented by Mr. Nate Wirtz, who's here representing the American Legion Post 4666. Mr. Wirtz will present the Citizenship Awards, which are voted upon by the 8th grade class. Mr. Wirtz, welcome.
Good evening. As the commander of the Eureka American Legion, Post 466, I'm honored to be here to present the award for Legion Citizenship and Americanism. The purpose of this award is to recognize boys and girls in graduating classes of public and private schools who best represent outstanding qualities of character and ability based on courage, honor, leadership, patriotism, scholarship, and service, which if cultivated, result in better citizenship. As Mr. Nichols said, each year the 8th grade class votes on one boy and one girl to be honored with this award. This year there was a tie, so 3 individuals will receive an award. As I announce the names, please stand to be recognized. Cora Strawn. Mason Keeson. And Kale Shoemaker. Congratulations to the 3 of you on a well-earned award, and best wishes to your high school careers.
Thank you, Mr. Wirtz, for coming tonight and also for your service. And I want to thank or congratulate Cora, Kale, and Mason. What an honor to be voted upon by your peers. Congratulations again to you guys. Our next awards are going to be presented by our staff. As I said, we typically give these awards our awards day to end the year, but tonight you get to hear all our teachers speak. Their awards are going to be in each content area. Now, there's no real specific criteria for these awards. It could be a recognition for their work ethic, their character, their academic achievement, or for just being a great classmate. Again, students, as we call your name, we ask that you please stand. The first student presented will be in mathematics, Mr. Gundy.
Good evening. This year I gave my math award to a student who was always looking for new ideas in math for them to learn about on their own and not always guided by me. And this student was also a student who every single day in class was smiling and encouraging of those around them and never belittled anyone else in the class. And my award goes to Isaac Vandermeide. Next up for ELA is Mrs. Fitzgerald.
Good evening. So nice to see all you kids. I've missed all of you so much. I can see so many of you have grown up so much in just the few short months that I haven't been able to see you. So nice to see everybody. Well, it's been a crazy year. I have had the pleasure of having this class 2 years in a row. I've loved it. I've seen so much growth and so much maturity and so much perseverance through everything that they've been through here. For me, language arts, literature, and grammar. So I'm looking for a voracious reader, somebody who's very self-motivated, reads a variety of genres, classics included, and then also a very adept writer, and just going above and beyond. And hands down, my choice this year was Cora Strawn. And next up will be Mrs. Wondercheck to present for Mrs. Hobbs.
Mrs. Hobbs could not be here tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and read what she wrote about her student of the year. I'm so sorry I couldn't be here to read this in person, but I'm very excited to present the award for Outstanding Achievement in Language Arts to a student who has consistently exceeded expectations in every way. This student obviously has done well in both literature and grammar class, but more than that, this student has demonstrated a confident command over the English language as a whole. They are able to express themselves fluently through use of both the spoken and written word. Their sense of curiosity and wonder propel their writing to always delve deeper than just the surface level assigned topic. Their love of reading is truly inspirational and something I hope they hold on to as a lifelong hobby. I am honored to present this award to the incredible literary master, Sierra Reeve. And now, social studies, Mr. Trout. Science, Mr. Shidley.
Okay, so like when we do these awards, it's at the end of the year, and we were already thinking about it as this crazy year came to a close. And there are always just it's like a dogfight over the kids that you get, and the kid that I got, the student that I had, she was just an outstanding student, which goes without saying. But the thing that I really look for is that they make the people around them better, and they ask the right questions. They always want to go a little bit deeper, and she really was just an outstanding student. And I could have given it to other people, but she just stood out from the crowd. And it's Gracelyn Emily. She did a great job. Okay, first time in my life that they didn't hear me. Grace Lynn Emlyn.
Good evening. As Mr. Shidley said, it is true that there are a number of students that we could give these awards to on a yearly basis. And after much discussion with the other staff in the 8th grade, we decided, you know what, you take this person, I'll take this one, because they're just so close in so many different areas. The student that I chose this year is a young man who always asked questions that caused the other kids to think and to dig deeper into the topic that we would study. That is why this year's 8th grade Social Studies Award goes to Cale Shoemaker. And now Mrs. Helsher will be here for the PE Award.
The PE department didn't have any trouble coming up with reasons this young man should be recognized. During class time for 5th through 8th grade, his extra effort has shown through by his willingness to help set up and clean up equipment without hesitation. His effort in any of our activities is always carried out to the best of his ability, especially running. He pushes himself to be better each day, always with a smile on his face. I'm proud to announce Andrew Perry as our Student of the Year in PE. Next, presenting for athletics is Mr. Roth.
Good evening. The All-Around Athlete Award is given to any boy that participates in 3 sports and any girl that participates in 4 sports for both their 7th and 8th grade years. The reason for this criteria is the ISA calendar allows for 4 seasons for girls while only allowing 3 seasons for boys. While it takes a tremendous amount of athleticism to do this, it takes even more effort, determination, desire, and commitment. Consider what the last 2 years look like for these athletes. Their summers are packed full of open gyms, baseball or softball games, conditioning, camps, and weights. They don't really know what it feels like to come home, go to school at 8:15 or leave at 3:05. They don't know what it feels like to have a completely open evening, or what it feels like to be able to come home from school to get their homework done right away to free up the rest of their evening. So while it's an impressive athletic achievement, it's even more impressive to recognize the personal characteristics it takes to earn this award. So athletes, please stand as I call your name and read the sports in which you participated. And when we are finished reading these 10 names, please help me join in congratulating them. Tyler Heffron participated in baseball and cross country, basketball, and track. Mia Helsher participated in softball, basketball, volleyball, and track. Emma Ingersoll participated in softball, girls basketball, volleyball, and track. Austin Cooperschmidt participated in baseball, basketball, and track. Aiden Cooperschmidt participated in baseball, basketball, and track as well. Carson Lehman participated in cross country, wrestling, and track. Luke Martin participated in baseball, basketball, in track. Eli Maynard participated in baseball, basketball, and track. Hallie Roki participated in softball, girls basketball, volleyball, and track. And Lexi Spangler participated in cross country, girls basketball, volleyball, and track. Please join me in congratulating them on this accomplishment. One last thing, as you enter into high school, I want to encourage you and the rest of your classmates to continue to be involved and to participate in athletics. There are so many benefits to getting involved with athletics and other activities. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, teachers, and congratulations to all of you students for being recognized. I do have a few more recognitions. First, students who received straight A's all 4 years. So students, if I call your name, please stand. Claire Albertson, Blake Lehman, Luke Martin, Morgan Rapp, Sierra Reed, Callie Shoemaker, Owen Steffen, Cora Strawn, Isaac Vandermeide, Jackson Vogel, and Hannah White. Let's give these students a round of applause. I also want to recognize some of our athletes who qualified for state competitions this year. First, IESA State Wrestling Qualifier Carson Lehman, please stand. The state qualifying dance team, including a top 10 finish in pom dance. Dance team, please stand. The state qualifying Lego League team, please stand. And the state qualifying boys cross country team, including a 12th place finish by Carson Lehman. Boys cross country, please stand. As we move forward in the ceremony, I'd like to say a few thank yous. First, thank you to EHS for letting us use this beautiful facility. Mr. Edwards, to you and your team for getting this place ready. It looks wonderful. I'd like to thank our 8th grade team for help planning the event. Thank you to Mr. Hantak for presenting or for videotaping tonight. I always have to thank Sherry Moxley and Sherry Eastman. At 5 o'clock when I left the middle school, they were still getting ready for tonight's event, so thank you to them. And then thank you to Dave Eastman, who was here right before we started getting set up. Parents, I'd like to thank you guys. I'd like to thank you for those early morning rides, for the late night homework help, and just helping our teachers each step of the way help your student. And then I'd like to thank our entire EMS staff for stepping into that parent role when you dropped your students off each morning. EMS, class of 2020, it might have ended in the most unexpected way possible. But I want to thank you for 4 great years as well. It's been really fun getting to know all of you. One of the highlights of our job is seeing you come in as 5th graders and leave as 8th graders. And we were just talking as the ceremony started, many of them have grown since March, since they left our building. But it's now time for high school for you. And it's not common for me to ask an 8th grader in the spring, are you ready for high school? And I get this nervous, not really. They don't know what's ahead of them. But it never fails. In the fall, I'll find myself in the high school and I'll run into a freshman student and I'll say, do you want to come back to EMS? And no one's ever told me yes. Every one of them says, no, high school's great. Maybe it's the cell phones or backpacks, I don't know. But I think it's where you're supposed to be at that time. And before you begin in 11 days, I want to leave you some parting words. I don't know about you, but it seems like we're in a hurry a lot these days. And maybe you're in a hurry to get to the high school. And I want to give you some advice. These are the top 10 things that you should hurry to do at EHS or not hurry to do. Number 1, be in a hurry to take notes. If we haven't told you enough, this is the last time we're telling you that if you want to be a good student, you have to take notes. So, under your chair, there's a pencil and a piece of paper. Let's take some notes. Mr. Edwards will be talking soon. I encourage you to take notes from him as well. Number 2, do not buy an elevator pass. There is an elevator in the high school. The only place you can get it is from the main office. Do not let a senior sell you an elevator pass. Number 3, do be in a hurry to ask questions. You're going to make a lot of mistakes, just like we all do. Don't let those mistakes be because you didn't have all the information. Remember, there's no dumb questions. Successful people ask a lot of questions. Number 4, don't be in a hurry to get a lot of likes. Social media can be really good at times, but if we're honest, oftentimes it does more harm than good. And I encourage you to find a way to put the phone down. I promise you, if you find 5 good, honest, deep friendships, they'll be way more valuable than 500 Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever else you use now, friends. Number 5, be in a hurry to work hard. There is no investment out there that provides a better return than hard work. And the sooner you learn that, the sooner you will reap the benefits. Number 6, don't be in a hurry to expect things to be fair. You can ask anyone out in this crowd right now, life sometimes just isn't fair. The quicker we stop feeling sorry for ourselves, the better off we'll be. Life is not always fair. Number 7, do be in a hurry to be a part of something. Those of you who are in part of a club, a team, or a sport at EMS know that being a part of something makes school so much more rich. That's not going to change at high school. I encourage you to be in a hurry to be part of something. Number 8, don't be in a hurry to be perfect. There is no one perfect in life. Not your parents, not your teachers, not your friends, not me, no one. And that's okay. So don't worry about being perfect or what everyone else thinks about you. Number 9, do be in a hurry to care about others more than you care about yourself. I know many of you want more responsibility, and you ask Mom to be able to do more things. And I promise you, the more you show Mom and Dad that you care about others, the more I'm sure they're going to trust you with things you want to do. And then lastly, don't be in a hurry to have it all figured out. It won't be long before someone is asking you, where are you going to go to college? What's going to be your major? What do you want to do as a career? What do you want to do with your life? Your dreams and goals, guys, are going to change a lot, and that's okay. In reality, they're going to change much over high school, when you graduate, and even when you're adult. Your dreams and goals are going to change. Don't believe the fallacy that you must have your life planned out by the time you graduate in 2024. 8th grade students, I want to commend you for a great 4 years. You excelled in the classroom, in competition, and most importantly, I am proud of how you represented Eureka Middle School and the communities of Eureka, Congerville, and Goodfield. So on behalf of Mrs. Wondercheck, myself, the entire EMS staff, congratulations and thank you for making Eureka Middle School a special place. Eureka High School is getting an outstanding group of students. Now it's time to be promoted. Promotion from Eureka Middle School is a celebration, and it's a recognition of the hard work by these students. Each student will be recognized as they walk across the field, and I ask the audience not to do anything to detract from that. Please be considerate of all of our students and hold your applause and cheers until all have been recognized. Again, if you wish to take pictures, they're going to be walking down the middle. They're going to be walking down the track there, up the bleachers to where Mr. Gundy is, and he'll seat him on the home side. And also, if at some point you want to turn your chairs to listen to Mr. Edwards, you're more than welcome. Promotion roll call will be read by 8th grade teacher Mrs. Stephanie Fitzgerald and assistant principal Cindy Wondercheck. The following students have completed the requirements set forth by the Community Unit School District 140 Board of Education in the state of Illinois for promotion to 9th grade. Board of Education, ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you the Eureka Middle School class of 2020.
Caleb Addo Evans. Trent Varsakowski. David Birchie. Dakota Blunier. Drew Blunier. Mason Bowles. Pete Bresner. Lexi Chalicombe. Hope Chapman. Josh Coleman. Allison DeFries. Noah Dillman. Grace Donovan. Grayson Emlin. Holly Flanagan. Sophia Funderburg. Rebecca Gadboy. Kendra Geik. Jackson Geyser. Mickey Goff. Emily Goodeman. Tyler Heffren. Lisa Henry. Tyler Hillman. Mia Helscher. Emma Ingersoll. Quinn Johnson. Riley Jordan. Lucy Kaufman. Rachel Kettle. Mason Keyser. Caden Kilpatrick, Bryson King, Lonnie Lane, Elena Lapp, Amanda Lawrence, Carson Lehman, Blake Lehman, Luke Martin, Dax Marvin, Zeke Mason, Abigail Matthews, Eli Maynard, Hadley McClellan, Emma McClure, Dominic Meeks, Kiana Meese, Brandon Minger, Brady Monk, Victoria Novotny, Nathaniel Otto,
Hello, young lady. How are you?
Kylie Parsons, McKenna Patterson, Andrew Perry, Morgan Rapp, Sierra Reed, Owen Reagan Flowers, Hallie Roki, Mariah Roki, Brett Roki, Natalie Roth,
Are you already chewing gum? Are you already chewing gum?
Stella Rumbold, Gabe Schmidt,
Back to school. Look at that. Owen, congratulations. Keep following them, okay? Try not to smile at that.
Kale
Stop the
Shoemaker, Hallie Shoemaker, Zach Shuck, Landon Scott, Craig Shipley, Emmy Shoemaker, Aiden Schreiber,
Hello, Stella.
Sadie Skelton, Lexi Spangler, Owen Steffes, Cora Strawn,
Natalie Thomas. Isaac Vandermeer. Kylie Lawlene. Liam Ward. Grace Wagner.
Are you wishing it was about 85 out here right now? Yes.
Naomi Wagner. Nathan Worth. Miranda Worth.
You didn't trip, did you?
Taylor Whitney. Cooper Wormneth. Wyatt Baca.
Nice job. You didn't trip.
Cheyenne Ziegenhorn.
Miss Pauline. Nice job. All right. Nice job.
Those 8th grade students not present tonight were Claire Albertson, Avery Bound, Dawson Dorn, Ashlyn Dotterer, Grace Dooley, Adam Evans, Aiden Hoekstra, Sam Knapp, Austin Cooper-Schmidt, Aiden Cooper-Schmidt, Isaac Lehman, Malia Lamos-Dom, John McDonald, Jackson Miller, Mackenzie Minton, Zach Minton, Ashton Reed, JJ Roki, Carson Sapp, Jacob Scott, Garrett Smith, Parks Taylor, Dalton Thomas, Jackson Vogel, Michael Wary, Hannah White, and Claire Yoder. Congratulations to those students as well.
Can I walk with you that way? Can I walk with you that way?
All right, congratulations and welcome to EHS. I'm really thankful that we were able to come together tonight to celebrate your success at EMS and to prepare you for EHS. And so as Mr. Nichols asked if I would introduce myself, I am Mr. Edwards and the principal at EHS, and I'm a firm believer of building relationships. And to build a relationship, you need to know a little bit about the person that you're building the relationship with. So as I was writing my speech, I kind of sat down and thought to myself, what might be useful information for you to know about EHS? And so I thought back about my educational career. And my first job as an educator was student teaching at in a town called Mattoon, Illinois. And their mascot is the Green Wave. Do you have anybody that wants to guess what a green wave is? Any brave soul out there? Anybody been to Mattoon? Man, crickets. It was kind of like me. I asked them on my first day of student teaching, I said, what in the world is a green wave? If that's our mascot, what is that? And they told me, it's the wind going through the cornfield. So talk about intimidating, right? So how do you make a mascot out of the wind going through a cornfield? But that is their mascot. That truly is the Green Wave. And I came as a student taught there in the fall. I came to find that they really valued football. Football is what they were all about. Every Friday night, everybody showed up at the football games, and that's how they built camaraderie in their student body. Everybody met at the end zone, and they had a name for themselves, and that was the place to be. So when I got done there, I got a job in Pekin, which is just down the road from here. It has 2,000 students, and their mascot is the dragon. And I asked, when I got hired there, I said, so what is the deal with the dragon? And they said, well, we picked the name Pekin because we think it lines up with Peking, China. And so that's why we have that cultural reference. And they really pride themselves on hard work. I came to find that 2,000 students, it's really hard to get to know everybody in a school that size. And yet, I found that they really valued working hard. So when they got down to work, they didn't always take the nicest jobs necessarily, but they were going to work hard at everything that we put forth. I then moved on to Morton. And Morton is somebody knows this one. So who's brave enough? It's your first test. Nobody knows? They're right next door and we don't know? Yes, sir. The Potters. You are exactly right. And do we know the history behind the Potters? How they came to be? Yes, sir. They do have fireworks at homecoming, but they picked their name because they had a pottery factory. Again, kind of hard to represent as an intimidating mascot when you realize that your mascot is just a piece of pottery. But they really valued education. I was there for 5 years, and education was probably the name of the game there. When I talked to students, they were going against what Mr. Nichols said, and I talked to them as freshmen. They would tell me their whole life's plans and how it's going to work out in terms of being an engineer, etc. And they felt like they had it all ironed out, even though that's not always how life goes. So then I got hired on at EHS, and we are oh my goodness, we can do much better than that. On three. 1, 2, 3. Hornets. All right. Which I'm really excited about. And so, let me tell you a little bit what I've learned about the Hornets. During my 2 years at EHS, I've come to find that our students and families value education, hard work, and empathy. And I see these displayed every day. So when you're here in a week and a half, these are the qualities that I'm going to be expecting to see from you and that our staff will expect to see from you. I've seen students set goals for themselves and work really hard to achieve them. And that means they've stayed after school to meet with teachers. That means that they've worked with their peers. That means they've asked questions in class. They've done all those things that Mr. Nichols just spoke of to try to get the best education possible. I've seen, most importantly, empathy. The thing that sticks in my mind is that every year we have a student or two who transfers into our school, and they are sitting at lunch the first day at a table by themselves. And every time I've been impressed by our student body that 1 or 2 students has gone up to that student and said, why don't you come eat with us? Why don't you come over here and join our table? All right? And that's the sort of empathy that I'm looking for from each of us that makes the school work and makes it unique from other places. Coming together and supporting one another. And it's something that I know that you can do. So I understand, after doing a little research, why Eureka chose the Hornets, right? We know the Green Wave. They picked themselves because they're an agricultural community and they see the wind going through the corn. We know Pekin picked the Dragons because of their heritage and connection with Peking, China. We know that the Potters Morton picked the Potters because of the pottery factory that they used to have. So why did Eureka pick the Hornets? And I've never asked anybody, but I deduced the following. According to Richard Vedder, hornets are social wasps that aggressively guard their nesting sites when threatened, and their stings can be more dangerous than those of bees. Wikipedia defines a hornet as a pest. However, I see it differently. Based on the definition, I see that you and I are social beings that will support one another through any obstacle. We will defend our homes and support one another whenever somebody needs that support. And I strongly believe that we see ourselves as a community. This year is going to be unlike any other year we've experienced. I want you to know that your teachers and administrators are going to be walking beside you, However, I ask that you embrace what it means to be a Hornet. I want you to have a good time while following the established protocols around physical distancing. I want you to support one another as you navigate a new school. I want you to stay focused on your future goals and make a daily effort to work towards those goals. And if you're willing to work towards them, I'm confident we're going to have a great year. And I'm so excited to get to know each and every one of you here in about 10 days. All right, so congratulations again. Please help me welcome them with a round of applause. And with that, we are concluding the night's ceremony. So congratulations again.